Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And I told you I would come on here to show you how I do my snippets. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to show you the ones that I've already done. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go through them and I'll explain things as I go. I just don't want to take up too much time because since these are hand sewn, it's, it's a process to do these. And everything that you see right now that I'm showing you that's already done will be up in my store in a couple days. So I was really excited because I did like 4 packs of them, and I did like, what do you call it? 5 per pack. And I did 4 packs of those. And they sold out right away. I was so excited. A couple of my crafty friends purchased them and I was like, what? So I'm gonna do another either 4 or 5 packs. These are time consuming to do. Everything, like I said, is hand sewn, but I will be putting them up in a couple days. I will have some other stuff that I will putting in my store as well. So I'll be doing a shop update, but I wanted to quickly show you, here we go, the ones that I've done. And then I'm going to show you my process. Okay, so here, let's put these back. Okay, all right. And then I have these right here that I'm going to show you how I do. And then also too, I wanted to quickly show you guys Hobby Lobby right now. Okay, today being what, today's the 9th of June. Oh no, they should stop. These are clearance. Does it have the clearance sticker? Yeah. So I scooped these guys up, girls. I mean, these, stop it right now. So it's like a stretchy, but these are perfect for snippets, guys. Oops. Cut these off, cut these in pieces, use the whole thing. You can put cute little stuff in the middle. Oh my gosh, I'll say yes. All on clearance. So meaning this price, not the typical, 40-50% off that they do. So I went ahead and scooped them up, and I did grab some duplicates of some of these because I just cut these up in pieces, or if I'm happen to do like some shabby or vintage project, I can use a bigger scope of those. Okay, and that was all of those that I got. And then they had some of their bling buttons on clearance, so I grabbed those. I didn't like the other ones. I don't like the ones that are super bright gold. I'm not a fan of. And then all of their buttons, naturally, I think $3.99 to 6 something is $1.99. So this was $1.99 for these 3. It's like a rose gold. So I grabbed those, and that was it for the buttons. Okay, now, as far as my process goes on these, what I do is I tend to layer. I get all my snippet pieces, I just start layering them on top of each other how I want it to look. And then I start sewing in like a circular motion to get everything here. And if I have something that's like dead center in the middle, like this little tiny doily with this little piece, then I'll come back in the middle and then I'll sew around that. And then I haven't sewn any embellishments on here, okay? So you see right here, it's still ready for me to add stuff. These pearls were already on the lace. And then see, this is a beautiful piece of beaded applique. So I'm just going to add a few things on here, but everything is, naked in the back. Okay, so those are ready for me to add stuff. Now, as far as the needles, guys, I don't use anything fancy. These are like from Joann's or from wherever. Now, what I suggest is when you get these that have multiples, I would go with the skinniest one. I know that the hole on that is the smallest, but they do sell those silver things that you can thread your string through. And I need to get one of those because let me tell you, I'm putting it through, trying to do it like a bunch of times. But that's the one I use. I've tried thinking, oh, let me use these thicker ones with the bigger eyes because it would be easier for me to thread it, and I feel like it would be thicker, easier to go through, but it's not. You want the skinniest one with a smaller eye because it'll go through all the layers of that you add on there. So that is what I do. Now, as far as thread, it is nothing major, guys. I get these, I think, from Joann's. So you'll see this is $1.99 from Sewology. I don't know this one right here. But what I do is I get neutral colors. because this, with the style that I do, will always work with all colors, because I'm not going to get 15 different threads to do stuff. I'm just not going to do that. So I stick with those two, and I'll always use those. Now I will I already pre-thread this one. And when I tie it at the bottom, I do about 4 or 5 knots at the bottom, because I want it to be able to hold in the back and not go through the lace. Okay. And that's it. There's nothing extra major about that. Now this one right here, I just recently sewed, but I'm going to show you, I have some blings and stuff right here that I'm going to add onto here, which is crazy because you would think I wouldn't need to with all of this pretty sequins on this, you know, piece of trim. And then I have beads right here that's naturally on that. I mean, honestly, that's a snippet in itself, but I want to add a few more things. So I'm going to do that with you guys. And then how I prep things is I'll just layer, like this is, nothing is attached to each other, and I'll just pile it on where I think I might want to use blings. I used bobby pins. They have these at Joann's, and see right here, this is a bobby pin that I just went ahead and slid through, but look at how pretty it is. So that is definitely something from Joann's, and there's, I think, 6 of them on there, different styles, and this is another one. So I was thinking, well, maybe I'll use this little tiny one. There you go. So I just have it piled here. I might not use all of these, but everything, again, this is how I do it. And then I'll line them up, and then I'll start my process. So this right here, I'm going to start a little bit of the sewing so you can see how I do it. I won't do the whole thing because it'll bore you guys to death. But, and then I'm going to do the rest on this one. See, and then this one right here, I have another one where I just throw stuff on it of the little things I want to use. Like, see, this is a beautiful wooden button. Don't know where I got it. And I have another one of those bobby pins right here. And then I just have some beads in here, a little key. And when I sew these, like sometimes I'll either sew through the holes here or I'll sew through the jump ring. But sometimes you got to be careful, because if you sew through a jump ring, there is an opening part of it and this thread will fly right through it. So for this one right here, I'll take this off and I'll just sew the key right here. And you can sew, honestly, right through here, and I'll probably do that. I'll probably add seed beads as I sew through here, add some seed beads all the way around. That would be super cute. Good idea, Anna. So I just pile the stuff on, and then I go from there. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the sewing of this one. So let me move these little things that I feel like I might use, and then you'll see right here all the different pieces that I have. Like, see this one? I have it laying here. So when I sew, I have to keep that in mind. Not everything is going to be in the middle. Some stuff I'll have hanging off the edges. And then also too, when you're doing these, make sure that whatever your back piece is, that it's not something super holy and it has like big holes in it, because when you sew through it, your thread is going to go right through it and it's not going to hold this back piece. This right here is fine because there's only little pieces. Most of it is pretty solid, but even on, see, like this one right here, you can see all of my stitching through here. But this is, you know, a piece of trim, eyelet trim, that doesn't have like a bunch of the holes in it. I did the same with this one. So it's kind of like you want to keep in mind, this one right here is a doily, which is perfect though, because I keep in mind as I'm sewing this way, all the way around. So this will stay on, it will not come off. So it's kind of, you just got to make sure whatever back piece you have, make sure it will be able to hold all of them. So this right here is thin, but there is no holes in it. So the string will stay in it and hold everything together. Okay, so let's go ahead and start on this one right here. Again, I just have everything randomly put on here. You do not need to have any specifics with this. It doesn't have to be a certain way. And the beauty about these snippets is just whatever you have. Whatever you have is what you use. Little scraps are the best. And then I always start making sure, you see that part at the bottom, that it stays down there. I could always cut that off or just leave it. I honestly don't care about stuff like that. And then I just start sewing in a circle. And because I pick a neutral thread, guys, you can barely see the thread. But also too, keep in mind, I don't care if I see it. I think it just adds more to the character of your project. Okay, so I just go in And this thread, you don't have to, I would suggest you don't use super thick thread, like, I forgot the name of it, that's for upholstery thread, I think is what it's called. Because I tried that in the beginning thinking, oh, let me use a sturdier type of thread. And it's hard to get through some of these type of laces and fabrics that you're going to use. So I was like, let's just stick with the thin one, because when I string it, it is double. So there's plenty of strength in it, because it's 2 pieces of string that's going through them. So you'll be fine. And a lot of times these are going on, you know, projects. So it's not like you know, it's not going to be manhandled in any kind of way. And sometimes they will get, when you're putting it through, they'll get twisted as you slide it through. So you got to be mindful. And that's because I did mine very long. And that's because I prefer to do it long. I'm okay with just unraveling it, or else you're going to have to do it multiple times. I try to do it long enough to where I can just do the one complete circle. And then after that, I can go ahead and cut it off. And then I'll get another thread. And then I will go ahead and string on all of my whatever goodies I'm going to do, my beads, buttons, whatever. And that's it. So this is kind of how this works. Let's see. There we go. And that's all I do, guys. I just sit, I pop on a movie, I grab all my stuff. Like I said, I already have them pre-piled out, and I have a system. I do all of the flat laces trims first before I add on any type of, you know, goodies on the top. And that's what works best for me. If it works best for you to sew everything all in one, just make sure your string is long so that you don't have to start over. For me, I don't mind it. It's not a big deal to me to do that. So, and then, like I said, I go into a circle motion, and you see I have this butterfly right here that I still need to get. I only sewed the wings on the top part, and that's fine. I just kind of go all the way around, make sure I get all of the pieces that are small, and I just keep moving from there. So let me go ahead and start on the next one. And I know that this is not for everybody. I know that if you want to use hot glue, if that's what works, then please feel free to do that. I mean, it doesn't make it any less beautiful because you use hot glue and I'm sewing it. Absolutely not. It's totally preference on how you choose to want to do that. I just prefer it to be like this so it's not hard. And some of the laces I use is very thin, so the glue will seep right through it. So you just got to always keep that in mind if you're going to use any type of adhesive, whether it be Fabri-Tac or hot glue, that it'll seep through stuff that is very thin, like something like this. And I don't like that, like, at all. And it'll dry that way. So I don't want that. Or if you guys bust out that sewing machine, you could do that too. It's because I do have a sewing machine. I don't use it because I do all of these. You'll do a quick run through like this and it'll be enough, right? And you probably, it would be better. Maybe I'll switch up then, but right now I'll just go ahead and I'll do it this way. And, but when you want to sew on the little bits, you're going to have to do that by hand. Or you don't have to sew on the little bits and call it a day. Again, it's up to you. All right, so it's kind of like you see right here. I have some things that are sewn, some things right here. I know I'll probably go back and sew through here, but for the most part, I do everything in a circular type of motion. And then I will go ahead and, actually, you know what? Let me just go ahead and, because I have to actually restring this because I don't have another needle with thread to go ahead and sew the other ones. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. Let me see if I can go through here and then do that. I didn't think about that part. It's hard to think about all of the things so you don't have to watch the whole process and be like, oh my gosh, I'm over it. I already know what you're doing. So let me just grab these little bits real quick. And then I can, and also too, you get to see how I close it off in the back, and not that it makes a big difference. Okay, so this is good enough for me. So let's go ahead and tie this one off in the back now. And then what I do in the back, once I tie it off, I grab it like this. So I pick the string and I put it over here, and then I grab the needle and I go under where the string is, and I grab a little bit of it, and then I pull it through so that that kind of knots it. Then I do it again, stick the string to the side, and then I knot it that way. Okay, and then what, oops, sorry guys, I hit the camera. And then I'll grab it, and then I'll hold my finger down as I pull, and then it puts the knot closest to here. Again, grab it, make a knot like you would, and then I'll hold it right where it is, and then I'll just pull, so that when it puts that knot, it puts it closest to the bottom. Okay, so this one is going to be ready for decoration for this right here. So we'll stick those here as in it's ready to be done next. This one's already done. So let's see. And then let me see if I have enough string on here to sew those on. Let's try. Worst case, you won't be able to see me sew on all of them, but you'll get the idea. So I'm just literally tying knots. And here, oops. I do like 4 of them because I want that knot to be kind of big. Oops. And mind you, my nails are not as long as they used to be. These are my actual nails. I just have gel on them. Because the other nails that I had, the acrylic ones, woo-wee. To do stuff like this was a lot of work. And I just was like, I'm over it. Yeah, this is good enough. Okay, so again, this is ready to go. And then I have these right here. These are gonna be the things that I want to use. These are the seed beads I use also. I'm not gonna hand sew the seed beads on here because I'm gonna use it for something else. But I use these right here that you can get from Joann's or Hobby Lobby. I get most of my check beads. These are one of the better seed beads. These are my Yuki beads. And this is an 8, size 8 seed bead. And I use this for jewelry as well. But these, it's called gold, and it'll go with this one right here that I'm gonna be sewing these on the next one. Just not this one. All right, so this is where I go ahead and like, look at this button. How pretty is that button? And I just pop it wherever I want. It's wherever you want it to go. And then I sew again from the back. And then I grab the button, because you see sometimes the buttons will have shanks, or they'll have it to where it's sideways like this. That's fine. Okay. And then when I sew this right here, I want to go back in to where the string originally came up. So the string right here, oh geez Louise, is right here. This is where it originally came up. So I want to put it back in that same spot so that the button, let's turn it over, will be snug right there. Okay, and you won't see the string out here or out here. So then what I'll do is I'll go back underneath to wherever I see there's closest to the button, right there, and I'll pull back through, and I'll do it 2 times. I don't want to do it just the once, and then I'll put it right through the back right here, because the buttons need a little more stability. And then I'll go back under closest to where where I just put the string through, and I'll put it there so everything is underneath that button, and then it's just more stable. Okay, so then I go to the next thing. I'm like, let's go ahead and do a pearl. Okay, I do the same thing. Let's say I want the pearl to be right here. So I stick it through, put the pearl through. And that's another thing too, where you want something skinny so that it'll go through whatever type of little goodie you want to put it through. So again, I'm putting the needle right through where the string just came up. okay? And then I will do it again. I will lift it up. I will go underneath wherever those strings were originally. And then I will actually, hold on, when I pull through, I want to go back in that hole of the pearl. There we go. So it comes through. And then I go back to where it is underneath. Will you see the string on the side of that pearl? Yes, you will. Right here. Now, there is a way where you can turn it this way and then go through. I don't care how that pearl lands. If the hole's showing this way or the sideways, I don't honestly care. Okay, so then I'm gonna go back through here. I'm gonna grab this pink glass bead right here, and then I'll pull through. And then again, same thing. I'm gonna put it right through where it came up. And then when I go to the bottom, I'm gonna go back underneath where it was at, but then I'm gonna try to get back in the hole of whatever that bead is. Where's the hole at? And it's tough doing this on camera so I can see. There we go. And then you'll see it goes right through. And then I will put it right back underneath. Okay, so now we have this bead. And then there's those three. So I could still possibly add maybe one more bling right here. Let's see, I don't know if I have enough string to do it, but let's see. Yeah, I'm not gonna have enough to complete because it's gonna be hard to tie the knot in the back, because you totally wanna make sure that you can knot it in the back. So I'm gonna come back up through here. It's gonna be short. Oh, I didn't go through the hole of the bead. There we go, right through the hole. And then back down through here. Okay, and there's that. See, so I just add extra stuff to it, and then I'll just go ahead and tie this off. This is gonna require some work, so I'm not gonna do it on the camera. And that's how I do my snippets, guys. It's literally sew all of your layers first before you add your beads. Line up everything, the gems you would like to possibly use. Like this one's gonna be my next one. Some I'll use, some I won't. And then you just keep moving forward, and that's it. So I hope this helped you guys. If this was something that is your jam, if it's not your jam, it's okay. And if you do give it a whirl, I would love to see. And that's it. Have an amazing and super blessed day, guys. And thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will see you later. Bye.